Hi there, kindergarten parents and friends. Hey, if we haven't met yet, I'm Aaron Wills, and I'm the principal at Serrano Springs, and just wanted to check in with you for a few minutes today to talk about our upcoming kindergarten year. I want you to know we haven't forgot about you, and I've actually been thinking about you quite a lot over these last several weeks, and as you know, we have just experienced an ending to a school year like no other. Our students recently completed 36 days of e-learning at home, and I know many of you parents are well aware of that, whether that's through older siblings that you have there at home that you were helping out, or maybe you're in the preschool situation too. And I just think our parents right now in our community have been doing double the parent work in this COVID situation. Now we're hearing about so many other difficult things going on in our world. It's a tough time to be a parent. And as even a few days ago, we heard that Missouri is now going to cut the state K-12 education budget for the upcoming year by nearly 40%. Not exactly what you hope to hear as your child is about to begin their K-12 educational journey. Ugh. So anyway, I wanted to talk to you today and maybe at least bring you a little bit of good news for a change. I wanted to talk about kindergarten. Now, here's the truth. We're actually like way behind where we would like to be right now. In a typical school year, we would have already had you up to school for a kindergarten welcome experience, and your kids would have got to get into the classrooms and see what goes on in there. They would have eaten lunch in the cafeteria by now. They would have played on the playground with some friends, received a tour of the school, visit the gym, the art room, the music room, the library, and just be well on their way of transitioning into the new kindergarten school year right now. So we'd probably be having you to a popsicle party on the playground pretty soon, so you could be building relationships with different families and have a chance to ask questions about kindergarten. But right now, we're just not able to do that, and I think you'll understand why. Looks like it's going to stay that way for a little while anyway. So, where's the good news, you might ask? Well, the good news is that we're still doing lots of planning for you behind the scenes, and we're getting ready for this upcoming school year one way or another. Now, if you've been keeping up with communication from Parkway School District Office, you already know that there really aren't going to be any final decisions made about the new school year and how it will begin until the middle of July. But in Parkway and Sereno, we are making plans and getting ready for the beginning of the year, no matter what it looks like. And we know that kindergarten definitely looks best when kids are learning together, playing together, and they're under the guidance of our loving and caring teachers and staff. So much of the learning that takes place in kindergarten is that social learning, and we're hoping that we'll all be able to come together in a safe way and experience kindergarten together. So keep your fingers crossed for us because we're all hoping for that. All right, so let's get to the really good news, and that is today I wanted to take a moment to introduce to you some very special people, our kindergarten teachers for this year. So both of them are new to Sereno, so they're both very experienced kindergarten teachers, though, and they're coming to our school this year to be a part of our design team that's going to help plan our approach to learning that will feature relevant and meaningful learning experiences for our Sereno students. Super excited about that, and we're super excited to have these two amazing teachers on the team, and you need to get to know them. So if you'll just bear with me for a moment, I'm going to pop into the computer screen and introduce you to Miss Crandall and Mrs. Smith. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Doing great.
All right. Well, it's great to see you. Unfortunately, it's through this computer screen, but we are so happy to have you coming to Sereno Springs. And I know it's hard for you to leave the schools that you're currently at. Miss Crandall has been at Ross Elementary School teaching kindergarten, and Mrs. Smith has been at Mason Ridge teaching kindergarten there. And I know you have a lot of families there that you love, and teachers and colleagues, but we're just glad that you're going to be joining us. And I know it's hard for those schools to be losing you because I know you were some of the beloved kindergarten teachers there. But welcome to Sereno. It's just great to have you guys.
Thanks. I'm so excited to be starting this journey. The South End has always kind of held a special place in my heart. I grew up in the South End, and so I went to Parkway South and all that. So I'm so excited. And this journey is something that I started learning about it in college. And so when this opportunity presented itself, it was just something I knew I had to jump onto and take hold of. So I'm super pumped.
Good. It is going to be fun for sure. The other thing I want to just let our parents know, Mrs. Schleter is also one of our kindergarten teachers at Sereno Springs, and right now we're watching our enrollment. So as that changes, we may have 3 kindergarten sections, and so we expect Mrs. Schleter is going to rejoin the kindergarten team. Otherwise, she's going to move up to first grade and teach first grade, and kind of be with some of those students that she was with last year, at least for most of the year before we had to stay home. So we're kind of watching that. Mrs. Schlueter wasn't able to join us for this conversation, but many of you already know her. And one of the neat things is she knows all about the Sorrento Springs kindergarten program and all about the materials in the classroom and the layout. And she'll be able to provide so much guidance to you two as you're coming over to Sorrento Springs. She knows so many of our families. And so it will be great still having Mrs. Schlueter as a part of the team as well. I know that's always helpful to have someone to you can run to and ask questions when you're new. So how about you two? I'm going to stop talking for a minute. You guys need to introduce yourself because the parents don't want to hear from me. They want to hear from you. So Ms. Crandall, do you want to introduce yourself and just kind of talk about what you've been doing?
Sure. I have taught at kindergarten at Ross, like you said, for the last 2 years. Prior to that, I worked as a TA in Parkway's preschool program. I TA'd for a teacher at Wren Hollow, her full-day preschool program when I was in college. So early childhood, the young ones kind of always, they just have a place in my heart. I love them. So I'm so excited to continue my work in kindergarten at Sorrento. And yeah.
Cool. How about you, Mrs. Smith?
I just finished my 17th year teaching. I taught second grade for 1 year, fourth grade for 10, but kindergarten is definitely where my passion is. I've been in kindergarten for the last 6 years at Mason Ridge, and I'm super excited to get to know the community, the staff, the students, and the parents, and to make Sorrento home.
Cool. Well, I hear you've already actually been hanging out with some of the Sorrento staff. I hear you live near Miss Ellis, and you've been Mrs. Ellis, our secretary in the office, and you guys have been hanging out at the pool together, even though no one can go in the pool. Is that right?
That is correct. We've been at the pool deck enjoying the sun.
Mrs. Smith's learning all about Sorrento from Mrs. Ellis, who knows it all. So it's just fun. And Miss Crandall, I know you have a South area connection. Yeah, I think you mentioned your mom.
Yeah, my mom works at one of the South area schools at Wren Hollow. So I grew up, and I went to Wren Hollow, but I grew up like going to summer school at Sorrento and had a bunch of friends from Sorrento. And so it was right across the street from me growing up. So it's so cool to kind of come back home now.
Yeah, well, it's going to be great having you. And I have a feeling for both of you, Sorrento Springs is going to feel like home really quick because we have great families and a great school community. And we're just happy to have you and one of the families to get to meet you just briefly today. So I know we're all looking forward to meeting them in person, though, rather than through the computer screen.
Yeah. Hopefully that happens for us this fall.
Hopefully so, for goodness sakes, and hopefully even before then. So, all right, well, I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks for joining us, and I'm going to pop back out into the other camera so I can finish talking to the parents. All right, here I go.
Thank you.
All right, well, hopefully you can see that you have some really special teachers to work with this upcoming school year. And I should also mention that Miss Crandall was Parkway's 2019 winner of the Albert Award, which is an award that recognizes young rising stars in the field of education. And if you think Mrs. Smith looks familiar, you might have seen her featured recently on a news story on Channel 4 that was highlighting the successes of one of her kindergarten students. And we know when there's a big success in a child like that, there's usually a pretty special teacher behind it. So hopefully you can find that story on the Parkway social media outlets if you missed it. And all right, and so at this time I would usually be kind of rattling off the list of all the upcoming activities and events that we have planned for you: popsicle parties, Jumpstart to Kindergarten, play-based screening, bus safety day, meet the teacher day. But as you know, all those things are just on hold right now until we have a better picture of the COVID-19 situation. But we're making all kinds of contingency plans so that we can bring you the best kindergarten experience that the circumstances will allow. So mostly today, I just wanted to say welcome, and welcome especially to our new families who are ready to start school for the first time. So everybody stay tuned. We'll be in touch. But until then, I do have a few homework assignments for you, but don't worry, they're really fun. So one, the best thing that you can do is to find time, parents, to read some stories to your child every day, twice a day, 5 times a day if you can. And I know it's been hard to get books during this whole situation, but I'm hearing that the libraries are starting to open up, at least for some curbside pickup, so take advantage of that. Our school librarian, Dr. Gray, has also done a whole bunch of read-alouds on her YouTube channel. You can look up Jenny Gray on YouTube and take a look at those videos. The other assignment I have for you is to just talk to your kids. Take them places and let them experience the world. It's harder right now, but you can still take them on a hike, take them on a walk in the neighborhood, and just give them the word. Just talk about everything, identify everything, tell them what everything that they're seeing is, talk about what they're feeling about it. Just give them words, give them vocabulary, and just help them learn. And the more vocabulary they build, the more things they know about in the world, the better that's going to connect all of their learning together. So, all right, I'm going to let you go now, but I do want to encourage you to reach out to me if you have any questions. You can catch me by email. Just look at the Sereno Springs website. You can find my email address and my phone number. I won't be at my desk very much, but if you leave me a message, I'll get back to you. We do want to help you with this transition. It's going to be a little bit harder this year, but we're all in the same boat. So don't worry, you're not missing out on anything, but we will pass along any information as soon as we can to you. All right, we are looking forward to a great kindergarten year coming up after the summer. But until then, I just hope you enjoy the time with your family. All right, we'll see you soon.